lunchbox. Are you sure I can have it?
It seems like you always have only one piece of bread, so I brought you the same one that I usually have.
It looks delicious.
By the way, I made it all myself.
What?
Well, actually, I only have a dad, and since he goes to work every day, in turn I do the cooking, cleaning, and laundry and stuff around the house.
But aren't you always busy with the track and field team?
I'm used to it by now. And my dad says I can prioritize the team, so it's pretty easy.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to eat this.
My name is Kei Miyanohara. I'm a junior in high school that's active on the track and field team. Ever since I was a little kid, I loved playing sports, and I don't mean to brag, but when it comes to short distance races, I'm good enough that I end up on the podium every single race. Someday I want to be in the Olympics. That's how I feel, as I practice extremely hard every single day. Aw, are you guys finally gonna be a couple? Toshia. Excuse me, everybody in Junior Class B. We have the birth of a hot new couple, the super skinny girl and the ace of the track and field team, Kay. Cut it out, Toshia. You're troubling her. Look at you, giving her a lunchbox. Are you trying to act like a good person in front of her? That's not the reason why I shared a lunchbox with her. I saw her taking classes while looking really hungry, and I felt bad, so... Lame. People like you are called hypocrites. That's enough already. You're always coming to pick on me. I also want to become #1 on the country in short distance races, but in order to do that, you're just in the way. But up until spring, we were such good friends. It's called acting. Wasn't it fun like a Hollywood movie rivalry? You're the worst. Say what you want. And you can say whatever you want about me and I'll take it, but I won't let you talk about Kyoko like that. Apologize to her now. Who the hell would say so sorry? You bastard.
Kay, it's fine. Please don't be angry for me.
I had reached the limit of tolerating the insults from my classmate and track teammate Toshia. I heard something snap inside of me, and by the time I realized it, I had already grabbed him, and my homeroom teacher and my track coach came running in between us, and as a punishment, I was suspended from school for a few days.
I'm really sorry, Kay. Because of me, you had to end up like this.
Please don't worry about it. You didn't do anything wrong.
The lunchbox was really delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The meatball with tomato sauce and the spinach sauté? You made all of it?
Yeah, I always do the prep at night before I go to sleep.
That's amazing. I could never do that.
I hope you don't mind if I ask.
What's the matter?
I can't help but wonder, but why do you always have only one piece of bread for lunch? And your uniform, too.
I want you to promise me that you won't tell anyone at school about this.
I promise.
Actually...
I felt like I just heard a shocking truth. Kyoko wasn't being fed proper meals by her parents, and she couldn't even wash her uniform or her own clothes. Because of that, she's not getting a proper nutrition at all, and she was only losing more and more weight because of it. Because she was being threatened by them pretty intensely, she wasn't able to talk about it to anyone until now. If there's anything I can do, you can always talk to me. If you're okay with it, I'll bring you a lunchbox every day, too.
Are you sure?
That being said, since our high school doesn't allow part-time jobs, all of our ingredients for the lunchboxes will be paid for by my dad.
You really are so nice, Kay, even though Toshia was saying such awful things to you.
You don't need to pay any mind to Toshia.
But I can't just stand by and let you keep helping me one-sided. I wonder if there's anything I can do to thank you.
Well, how about we become friends then?
What?
You know, I mean, if you're okay with it, but, you know, I'm just saying that we can actually be friends.
You're right, okay. I don't really have any friends, so I would love that.
Thanks, Kyoko. From that day, Kyoko and I began to get closer, and it wasn't in a romantic way at all. I just genuinely wanted to become her friend. And when I told my dad about the situation, he said that we should be going to the police immediately about this. However, without any evidence in hand, it was a difficult situation to try and stand up to. So for the time being, even though it might be hard for Kyoko, I told her that I wanted her to take small actions little by little. With tears in her eyes, she nodded her head yes, and we chose the option that would help her to get happiness even one day sooner. Because of you, I had to get suspended from school too. I'll admit that I am partly to blame, but why don't you just man up and apologize to Kyoko already? Yeah, I know, but wait, since when are you two so close? I don't need to answer that, it's none of your business. Wow! You guys are actually seriously together now? Stop running your mouth in my ear like that. Hey, come on now, since when have you guys been a couple? We're not, she and I are just friends. Well, it sure sounds like it's going pretty well, huh? You're just assuming things and making it up in your mind. Well, look at this. I guess you can call me Cupid. After getting back to school, Toshia and I were face to face yet again. After we were harshly yelled at by the coach, we were allowed to get back into practices and changed into our uniforms. We're finally gonna start training to see who will get to the national championships. Or so I thought, when at that moment a searing pain shot through my right knee. I fell over from the unbearable pain, and seeing this, Toshia just stood there and laughed. Take that! With that, your track and field life is over. Toshia, what have you done? I kicked you with all my strength. It hurts. I can't move my right leg at all. Well, I guess I feel too bad to just leave you there. So why don't we have them call an ambulance for you? I was this hated by this guy? With that, the #1 title in the country for short distance races is mine. The next time I woke up, it was the afternoon of the next day.
Hey!
What, Kyoko?
Thank goodness.
What happened to me?
You had a major injury in your right leg and lost consciousness. When I thought what would happen if you didn't wake up,
That's a little dramatic, don't you think?
Anyway, I'm just glad you woke up.
How did you know where I was?
I had your dad tell me where you were. Me and my classmates didn't know this, but apparently Toshia is the son of a CEO of a really famous company in our hometown.
Son of a CEO?
And they said if people find out about this, then it would be a problem of trust for the company, and their reputation would be ruined. So they said that in return for paying all of the hospital fees and rehabilitation fees, that they want you to stay quiet.
Dang it, so they just want me to take this and cry myself to sleep?
I was so worried about you that I came here to visit you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry about me.
Not at all. You didn't do anything wrong.
But if I don't have track and field in my life anymore, then how am I supposed to live?
We won't know the details until we speak to the doctor.
You're right. I guess I need to think straight and just take steps so I can get out of the hospital for now.
If there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'll do my best to support you in any way I can.
Kyoko, thank you. My right leg was not in a very good situation. With proper treatment and rehab, I would be able to get back to a normal living without any issues. But the doctor said that track and field was probably out of the question. I was so devastated that I couldn't help but cry in front of the doctor and the nurses. I was overwhelmed by the feeling of a huge hole in my heart. And even after I got discharged from the hospital, I was often just sitting at home staring into space. And when it comes to bad news, when it rains, it pours. Kyoko isn't here. I wonder if she stayed home today. Yo, so you're finally back at school, huh, you loser? Toshia, you really don't learn, huh? Well, yeah, especially since the ace of the track and the field team is me now. Do what you want. Oh, and Kyoko changed schools. What? Something about family reasons or something. I heard that she moved down south. No way, but I didn't hear anything. You poor thing. If you were so obsessed with her, then this might just be hard news for you. But this means that her cell phone was taken away by her parents and she can't get in touch? Hey, tell me, how you feeling right now? It doesn't matter. Aw, what's wrong? Are you so upset that you can't say anything back anymore? I'm saying I don't care about track or you anymore. Ugh, your reaction is so lame, it's boring. Kyoko, why did you disappear? I never even got to tell you how I feel. Your life ahead is only darkness, isn't it? And so I felt like I had no place to be in high school anymore. Given that Toshia was the son of a very wealthy family, none of the classmates would stand up to him. Even the school was just bowing down to Toshia and his father, and my super positive and forward-thinking mentality was completely torn to shreds. I stopped going to school and eventually I dropped out. My dad said you can always start over from scratch as he tried to cheer me up, and the following year I enrolled in a part-time school called MoniRobo High School. I pretty much forgot about Kyoko and 10 years flew by. Dad! Dad! You shouldn't go near the house right now. The rubble is gonna cave in. But my dad is still inside the house. Don't worry, you need to leave it to the people from the National Guard. We need to run away. Damn it. If my right leg was fine, then I could go and save him. My dad was too late to escape, and he was left behind. I was encouraged by a man from the neighborhood as I went to the gym at the elementary school nearby to take refuge. As I wiped down my soaking wet body with a towel, all I could do was pray that my father was safe. This is the worst. The building collapsed, and the company's gone bankrupt too. How am I supposed to live? The typhoon disappeared off towards the ocean, and my father was rescued by the National Guard, miraculously saved. Things have finally calmed down, or so I thought, but because of the aftermath of this natural disaster, it was difficult for the sales pitches to our clients, and the CEO decided to close the company. As for housing, we had temporary housing prepared by the government, so we didn't have to worry for the time being. But because my dad needed treatment, he was currently hospitalized, and that was going to cost us more money too. Even though I had some savings, it wasn't going to last forever. This is what they call rock bottom. Now that I was unemployed, I became self-destructive, and I was hoarding alcohol from the convenience store and drowning myself in it. I didn't care what happened to me anymore. This was my fate. As I thought that, the tears wouldn't stop flowing. But right then...
Are you Kei Miyanohara?
Huh? Who the hell are you? Don't talk to me like you know me.
I knew it! It is you, Kei!
How do you know who I am?
I'm so glad you were okay. What about your dad? Is he safe?
Shut up! What's gonna come of me telling some girl I've never even seen before?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
My company's gone. I'm at rock bottom of unemployment and desperation.
No way.
My dad was saved, but his treatment is stupid expensive. What am I supposed to do from here?
Please calm down.
Shut up! Get away from me!
I will do something about it. Please, let me give back for what you did for me back then.
What? Standing in front of me was a woman with a beautiful face, the level of an actress or model. And the clothes she was wearing were all from famous brands, and she was perfectly put together. When I looked at her, I was so taken aback that I stumbled to breathe. Huh? Wait a minute. Is this person... Could it be... Wait a minute. Kyoko?
Yes, I am Kyoko Kisaragi. It's been a long time, Kei.
What are you doing here? I thought you moved south 10 years ago.
I was at my aunt's house and every day news of the typhoon was showing. I heard that the town that you were in was hit the hardest, with the most victims, so I flew here on a bullet train.
What do you want now, even though you disappeared from me without saying a word?
I'm really sorry about that time. My mom and dad found out about my messages with you, and they had taken away my cell phone.
Exactly as I imagined.
My aunt who was living in Kagoshima was going to take me in, so I had to move and transfer schools immediately.
So that's what happened.
I know it seemed like I disappeared, like I was throwing it all away, and I was really regretful.
So that means that I hated her all these years for no reason.
When I went to your house, there was nothing there, and I've been looking for you everywhere in this area. Anyway, I'm just glad that you're okay.
I'm sorry.
What?
10 years ago, all I could think was that you hated me and then just left. How pathetic. That it was all my own misunderstanding.
That's not true at all. You didn't do anything wrong.
After that, I dropped out of high school and then I transferred over to the part-time MoniRobo high school. After I graduated, I went to college and I got a job at a normal company, but...
Your company collapsed, didn't it?
There was nothing I could do anymore. And now I'm just drowning myself in alcohol.
Don't worry, this time I'm going to save you, Kei. I want to help you and your father, Kei.
Kyoko, the hand that she reached out to me was warmer than anything I'd ever felt before. Reunited 10 years later, Kyoko was now 27 years old, and there was still some resemblance, but she had grown into such a beautiful woman. It made my heart beat faster. This isn't good, even though she's a former classmate. Just talking to her makes me feel nervous. Even though I felt pathetic, I decided to trust in Kyoko. But then my life started to change greatly, for the better. So, you like this spot, Kyoko?
Yeah, Rookie Diner has a big menu, and it's also so delicious. It's a chain restaurant that doesn't exist in Kagoshima, so I really missed it.
I guess they only have it around this area.
I love the 100% beef meatloaf. Even the coffee and frappes are as good as the ones at Sunnybucks.
I totally get that you like this place, but why don't we go to different places for our dates sometimes too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on, you can at least let me eat just one dish.
Isn't that Toshia?
What is he doing in a place like this? Oh, well, look who it is. I was wondering who was staring at me. What an unexpected meeting to see you at Rookie Diner of all places. Long time no see. So, you two are reunited, huh? That's none of your business. More importantly, were you trying to dine and dash Toshia? No, I'm the son of the CEO, so I was just trying to get them to give it to me for free. How shameless can you be? What did you say?
I've heard a lot about your father from my aunt. Because of the aftermath of the disaster, your reputation has greatly gone down, and the company is on the verge of bankruptcy, right?
Huh? How do you know about that?
It's pretty well known in the whole industry that there's a final parade of justice for you guys.
Who do you think you are, running your mouth? What would a woman know anyway?
My aunt is also a business owner, and that's where I work. You know the apparel brand Miyu Design?
Are you serious? That's the super famous brand that Hollywood stars have been wearing.
I'm going to be straightforward with you. The disaster that's falling upon you is a simple cause and effect.
What?
The reason why I came back to this town was to give back to Kay and his father. I studied so hard at my new school, and I even got to study abroad for college. And in order to take after the company after my aunt, I've worked extremely hard.
Is this a joke? How am I gonna be below you two? Damn it! Damn it! Well then, we're gonna get going soon, but all the best to you, Toshia. How did things end up like this? After graduating from a famous private college, apparently Toshia started working at his father's company. But she was always just bragging that he was the son of the CEO and yelling at other employees without doing any bit of work himself. Because the CEO was also the type of person with an arrogant attitude, their good employees started to quit one after the other, and the business wasn't going well. But after the typhoon happened a few months ago, that all came to the surface. By the time the injustice was discovered, not only the company, but their private property was put under investigation, and the whole company was arrested and struck with a criminal record. 10 years ago, unlike the time they came to us with the wads of cash in their hands, our stances were the complete opposite. I'm sure a terrible life was all that was waiting for them ahead. On the other hand,
I'm so glad that your dad has approved our marriage.
next it's my turn to go to Kigoshima.
My aunt is a really kind person, so you don't need to worry.
I don't know, I'm starting to get nervous.
You're just saying hello, you know? I promise she won't say no.
Kyoko, thank you. If you hadn't invited me to work over at your company, I'd be unemployed forever. Not only did you support us with the medical payments, but I even got to work in the sportswear development department. I'm so grateful.
I told you, didn't I? It's to return the favor from 10 years ago.
Thanks to you, my father was able to leave the hospital. So really, I want you to let us thank you.
You're welcome, and I want to thank you for saving me.
From now on, let's be happy, together.
Yeah.
My dad was able to move from the temporary housing to a new place, and I was able to find a new apartment to rent. Kyoko and I became romantic partners 10 years later, and now we're currently getting ready to get married. I also didn't know that she had been thinking about me all this time the same way. I had completely distanced myself from sports, but little by little, it now looks like I can be involved with it. No matter what difficulties I face from now on, with the person that I love by my side, I feel like I can get through almost anything. With this at heart, I was ready to take on my next sprint in life.